Do you love eggnog? Would you be willing to riot over it? Well, in 1826, a group of American soldiers proved that yes, this is something they would be willing to fight for. This is the story of the Eggnog Riot. Let's learn about it. Our story takes place at the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York. Every year, the cadets could look forward to a festive drink of eggnog that had been mixed with rum or whiskey. But there were concerns that this festive drink could make the soldiers rowdy, and so in 1826, it was decided that they would make their festive eggnog drink without alcohol. Obviously, some of the cadets were not happy with this decision, and so they hatched a plan. A few days before Christmas Day, a group of cadets snuck out of the camp, went over to New York, purchased half a gallon of rum, and sailed it across the River Hudson and smuggled it back into the camp. And they used it to spike a batch of eggnog that they would all drink at a Christmas party to be held on Christmas Eve, 1826. Obviously, when a bunch of cadets start drinking, all subtlety goes out of the window, and it wasn't long before the first party was uncovered when an officer walked in and found 7 inebriated cadets. As the officers began sweeping across the rest of the barracks building, they began finding more parties happening, with cadets fueled by this alcoholic eggnog. Attempts to shut down these parties caused the cadets to start reacting aggressively, as they began taking up arms, assaulting officers, breaking furniture and windows, and yelling profanities. Before they knew it, about 70 cadets were taking part in this drunken, fueled riot. One of the rioters happened to be Jefferson Davis, the future president of the Confederacy. In an attempt to suppress the riot, the officers began rousing sober cadets and began sending them into the fray, which only escalated the brawl further. The drunken riot began to end at about 6 a.m. in the morning, when a roll call was announced and the drunken cadets stumbled their way onto the parade ground and attempted to get themselves into a formation. It must have looked a really pitiful sight. In the month that followed, many of the people who took part in the Eggnog Riot were court-martialed and forced to defend themselves or face expulsion. Of these people who were court-martialed, a total of 19 were expelled from the academy. Not Davis, he got off scot-free. Interestingly though, another famous Confederate, Robert E. Lee, was called upon to testify as a witness as he had been present during the riots. It's quite interesting how the next time a lot of these cadets would ever see or hear from each other again would be during the American Civil War, when instead of fighting over eggnog, they would be fighting for the future of America.